Good afternoon, everyone. My name is TJ, and today I will be interviewing AwesomePie1453, head coach of the Baltimore Oricarios of the Premier League. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, TJ. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Getting to enjoy my day off before I have to play D&D later, so it's gonna be nice.
And what better way to spend your day off than interviewing me?
Of course. When you said you were free, I was like, "This is great. I get to do this."
Works out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, just in case there are people who don't know you, Pi, tell us like a little bit about yourself because you've had a long tenured history as part of Draft Rig, formerly known as Spirit Pillar.
Yeah, I am one of the original founders of Spear Pillar, with several of us like you, TJ, and our good friend Nuno Gomes, who's in the audience. I can see, so that's awesome. And yeah, I started playing competitive Pokemon around when Pokemon X came out, which is where I met several people like Flygon, Alex, and Nuno, all on GameFAQs way back when, and then just kept in contact with them before we started this. But yeah, I'm currently living in Albuquerque, New Mexico as a clinical psychology PhD student.
Wow, it's just like really amazing to think that like some of us have known each other for like 10 years. Like I've definitely battled you in the past, back
Mm-hmm.
when you ran Zoroark all the time, so I remember that for you. But it's
Yep.
it's still unbelievable.
I met Flygon, Alex, Nuno sometime in, I think it was like 2014 or something like that. So it has been like 10 years. And you, I would have battled around that time as well.
Yeah,
So
it's been
it's been
about.
close to 10 years for sure.
Okay. So now, where or why is the Baltimore Orioles your team for so long, 5 seasons, if not longer?
Yeah, I was my family's from Baltimore, so and I'm a big Baltimore Orioles and Baltimore Ravens fan. Initially, when I first started draft leagues, what 9, 10 years ago, I was the Baltimore Braviaries, playoff of the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we started Spear Pillar and did draft leagues, I wanted to rebrand because it had been a while, and so I went to my other favorite team, the Orioles, and it translated very cleanly to Baltimore Oricarios.
Ah, okay, totally fair. So are you guys still in are you guys in Utah still, or have you guys traveled out
Yeah,
again?
that's a good point. For those who don't know, I did move the city of Baltimore to Utah. So we are still the Baltimore Oricorios, but we are Baltimore, Utah. So yes, the team is located in Utah. We're just in Baltimore, Utah, because I moved Baltimore to Utah.
I see. So no harbor foods being sold at the stadium for the time being, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I think we still like to sell crabs and stuff because that's a Baltimore thing.
Yeah,
It's a weird combination of cultures because you're going from Baltimore with a lot of crime to Utah with a lot of Mormons. So it's kind of a weird combo.
it is. It is. Um, who's the other person that's part of your Utah Alliance currently?
Yeah, Utah Alliance has done well and poorly throughout the years. Um, but we did have Boss Baby and Gavaga and myself, and then last year it was much larger. With we added a couple other people, dropped some people, and yeah, it kind of fluctuates. It kind of fluctuates. I also was part of the 0-3 Alliance last year, which is where my heart truly lied. But you know.
It was definitely quite an alliance. So I see that more people have joined in their interview. Um, so before we get into some of those questions, let's talk about your team this year. So I know that you're someone who very much is enthusiastic about themes and fun. For those of
Mm-hmm.
you who don't know Pi, fun Pi, low tier stuff. That's what he's best known for. So what was the overall draft plan like this season?
Yeah, I was really excited for this draft. We're talking Premiere Season 5, correct?
Correct, correct.
Yep. And my thought was have the most versatile team of all time because I do much better with versatility. I got Oricorio, Wormadam, and Savali, all that could have multiple types. So then I just had all the types at my disposal. And I thought this is going to be great. I really like this. I actually remember before the season started in, I think it was late December, early January, I was actually in the same town as Alex, and we
Mm-hmm.
grabbed lunch and kind of talked teams, and I was like, this team is going to be awesome. It turns out I think that the strategy was still good. The team was awesome, but when you have a team that's versatile, it takes a while to get used to. And when you had a semester like mine that I had no time to do any of this, Those two factors did not go well, which is why I believe I started 0-5, I
That's
think, and I just had very few practice matches. And with a team like that, I liked the theme, I liked the versatility. I did not have the time or capability to do practice matches, which overall hurt me because the team needed them.
Yeah, you had a rough start, as you said. You basically had a mod gauntlet along with
Mm-hmm.
Gene, so didn't have the best showing, like you said, and you even had to make some trades out. Do you think that was really more of the key to like go doing better in the second half of the season, or do you feel like just those mons were just like much better?
Yeah, I got more used to the team. I think I was more motivated because I didn't want to drop out of Premiere. Spoiler alert, I did. The number one factor, I will not blame it on any of the quote card me on this. I was too busy for Premiere, and you know what? Call it an excuse. I don't care. I've made playoffs every single year in Premiere until this one. I'm gonna win Victory League very quickly, and I'll be back, and then I'm never gonna miss playoffs again. It was just this semester, and what can I do? And absolutely, does it sound like an excuse? It is an excuse, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah. Well, either way, you still had a great second. Like you said, you did talk about how you did drop from Premier League
Mm-hmm.
due to circumstances, whatever people might want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
But you had
Call it an
a pretty
excuse. I don't care.
exciting second half. You want to talk about that second half, like where you felt like was it like what was your favorite match? Like clearly there was one that led to an emoji, but I want to hear like it from you.
Yeah, no question. People that I believe I will call out Sun Flygon in this regard because he was on happy hour there. He knew my strategy before, and if you looked at our messages the week before I played Xterm, who at the time he needed to lose out and me to win out as a chance for me to not make to not drop out of Premiere, and he was like, I mean, I was what 0-5, and he was like 3-2 or something like that at the
Yep,
time,
yep.
and he people, including Flygon, and you look at our message, you can see the entire week I was like, my strategy revolves around Wormadam. If Wormadam doesn't win, I'm out. Right? I will lose. I will be officially eliminated from Premiere if Wormadam doesn't come through here. But I knew Wormadam would come through, and that if you what and for those like Dybro here who says that there's an excuse that me saying I was too busy was an excuse. You can go back and watch that match. You were there, Dybro. You saw it on the stream. You can watch that Wormadam because that Wormadam shows why Awesome Pie belongs in Premiere. Because no one else has come up with that set. No one else did that. I did, and I had an F tier that had never been drafted before. That 1v1'd the best Pokemon in the entire game that we have legal. So at the end of the day, call it an excuse what you will. That was the best match this year. It was the league MVP as far as hype and just emoji, and it was just really, really fun for everyone involved. And that's what I love about draft. The fact that I was able to take a Wormadam to beat a turtle, that's what we love about draft. And you know what? I'll be back, and we'll have those strategies again in a couple of years.
What's funny is that during that match, like I think I was watching with Gavaga and like either Cassandra and someone else, and I was just thinking to myself, you know what? This is this. I feel like this is the pie strategy. He's using knowing the fact that rapid spin is such a common move on the turtle. He's gonna pull the red card out, and lo and behold, it was like one of the best things I've ever seen.
I had calced everything with that mon that turtle without a crit could not kill me. The only thing was if he had flamethrower, but I specifically had anticipation as my ability. So as soon as I switched in, I saw that he didn't have flamethrower. So if he had a flamethrower, I would have just tear it early and then still would have lived. But he could not kill me in a single hit with the turtle. I had calced it perfectly. Red card, so I knew I'd be good. I just needed to get enough quiver dances, which is what happened.
And then the following match, you had another great match with your mascot time. Want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, that was Oricario swept that one. Yup, it was 2 weeks in a row. An 0-5 team came in. Giraffe Rig was my opponent, I believe, and I think they had only lost one match, and it was week 1 that they arguably maybe shouldn't have. It was a super close game. Either team could have won against Storm week 1. So yeah, this is what week 7, and they were 5-1, had 5 straight wins.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I took a team that was better than me by all metrics and beat them with a low tier sweep. So that one, I did have a little bit of luck, and I benefited a lot from some really aggressive plays, like keeping a poison Blaziken in against a Alomomola, I think, something like that. One of the watery fishes.
Mm-hmm. You
Um,
definitely have the
and
fish.
and yeah, and it set up well. It was a really stressful match. It was a great match, and yeah, I real quick went from 0-5 to 2-5.
Okay, so now I'll use this time to take a question from the audience. I see Daizook's asking one. How do you feel about the Ghost games from Victory League and their coach Dybro?
Yeah. So I don't know. He didn't win, so I don't really care.
All right. I think that's
Yeah.
a pretty simple
I mean,
response there.
I mean, a Dybro, I'll be excited to play you eventually when we're in the same league. But right now, I mean, you didn't win. If you won, that would be cool. But you didn't.
Okay. So, you had a lot of. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I do want to cut in here, TJ, because there is a second part of the question. It says, "Why is your Dybro your biggest inspiration?" And I do want to say that Dybro, you are one of my biggest inspirations, absolutely, because beating someone like you who has such a nice, you think you're really good at Pokemon. It's really fun to beat you with something like Octillery and Moody, and it's really fun that I let you're my inspiration because I'm inspired to beat you and stay in your head rent free like I am. So we all know that if I had stayed in Premier, you would have lost purposefully and stayed in Victory, but you jumped in Premier to avoid me. And I respect that. I absolutely do. And one day we'll play, and it'll be really funny.
Yep, that's true. So, like you said, Daizu gets to rise, and Pie's team gets to fall a little bit.
We're just gonna keep swapping back and forth. Is what we're gonna do. So he avoids me. So whenever I get promoted, he gets relegated. Whenever I get relegated, he gets promoted, and then we'll just never play each other. That's the goal.
So I know that we're well past the season, but who'd Premier League, as I said before in countless interviews, it has a lot of tough opponents. Who do you think was your toughest week, even given how much limited prep time you had?
Yeah, my toughest. If we look through my matches, my first 2 were against Gabo and Gene, and small things won it for both of them. They did outplay me, like there's no excuse there. But those both could have gone either way. My last 2, I won my matches obviously, and then the match against Muffin, if I wasn't drunk, I would have won. Yikes! Happy hour, blame that. Because I just made a super dumb mistake, and everyone can watch it and laugh. And then the ones in the middle were the mod gauntlet that you'd mentioned. Alex, Flygon, and Storm. Storm I was really close to winning, and then he had an awesome, great Tusk set. Alex and Flygon were probably my 2 toughest matches. In no universe, I think, do I win them. In this regard, I think my match against Flygon was the worst. I got absolutely killed. I had like 2 strategies, maybe, and both of them didn't work really quickly. Flygon outplayed me from the beginning to the end. One of my worst matches of all time, and I just got thoroughly outplayed. So this season, it was against Flygon. He kicked me in.
Yeah, that made you really hate Scolipede, right? Or more specifically, just
yeah, that Scolipede just sent like 1 toxic spikes, and then Barbara got wrecked, and it was just bad on a lot of accounts, partially on me, but also him just doing really well.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll definitely see how the Australian Ampharos does next season with their team. So let's go back and talk about your team. I know that you talk highly of the share and low tiers. Who'd you still think was your, if you had to pick an MVP between either of them, who'd you think was more of your MVP?
I mean, Wormadam is one of the greatest moments the server's ever had. So that up there is for me. As far as an overall, Wormadam didn't come to many matches, probably why I didn't lose a lot. If I brought Wormadam every time, I would have won the league. But that's on me. Overall, something that's really, really good and is underrated throughout the entire thing. Now, when I made my trades, I did drop 90% of my kills. So
yeah, I know. I look at these stats and this is scuffed up a little bit.
Yeah, it was very scuffed up. I dropped everything, but all the things that I killed, Victini and a couple others. But my overall season MVP, and he deserved better because he played really well every single week, and I almost brought him every week, was Thunderstar, my Raikou. My Terra Ice Raikou was a threat almost every match. He almost beat Storm in that game I was referring to. He was incredible. I didn't drop him. He was from week 1 to week 8, my best Pokemon across. So Wormadam is the answer, but I gotta give credit to my guy Raikou.
Yeah, Raikou definitely had a lot, especially given that it has Terra capabilities. It definitely helps cover one of its weaknesses.
Terra Ice was really nice for him. I wish he could have been Terra Goes, but Terra Ice was good enough.
And then which Pokemon do you think was like your most disappointing one? Probably deserved to be on the bench.
Ooh, I don't know. I gotta think about that one. I mean, all my, you know what? You know what the true answer is if I really think about it, TJ?
Mm-hmm.
The only person on the team that deserved to be benched was the manager. I was the worst person on the team. I think you can watch my matches and you can see that. And it's not the fault of any of the Pokemon. It is purely the manager.
Well, I mean, that tends to happen like a lot of times in sports. You gotta place blame on the person who's running the team. So, I mean, I can't really argue against that in certain cases. But it's you definitely had blunders like you've had in the past where like you missed an ability or like missed an item. Those have been some of the most painful pie memories. So for those of you who don't been here long enough, there has been several emojis for pie. One of them being a pain emoji for a certain shiny he did not catch in PLA days. And so, we don't have to talk about the shiny stuff, but like, what do you think has been your most painful pie memory in this server, if you could think of one?
Man. Most painful pie memory.
Yeah.
I mean, the origin of pain, for sure, was really painful for those who don't know. We're doing shiny bingo. I just need to catch one thing in Legends of Arceus. I barely started the game, and one of the first time I tried a shiny hunt, I saw a shiny Kricketot and it ran away. And then I spent like 10, 15, 20 hours up until the deadline and couldn't find anything. So I was like, oh, this is easy. As soon as I found one instantly. That one hurt. There's a couple of pretty painful draft league memories against Flygon. I think it was season 2 or season 3. All I needed was my wide lens Tornadus incarnate to hit a Bleakwind Storm. It was a 91%.
I remember that.
If he hits it, I win. If I miss it, I lose. I did in fact lose the Flygon on that because Remy dodged. Jay in the chat mentioned Blaziken. It was like season 1 maybe. I was ready to wreck Zach. I had Blaziken by accident. The game set up perfectly for Blaziken to basically 6-0 or 5-0, and I just wasn't fast because I didn't have speed boost. That was painful. There's also a shiny. The second time we did shiny bingo was really bad. I stayed for so many hours and couldn't catch. It was one Pokemon. I forget what it was. It was in this game Violet, and I couldn't catch that one either. And for every sandwich that I couldn't find it, Flygon and I took a shot, so I got pretty drunk there. Kricketot was the other one, Jay, that I just mentioned. Nuno did say that he did get me one. Eventually, in the third shiny bingo, we did it. Absolutely. And I do remember it was the second one. It was the flamingo thing Flygon and I couldn't get. So yeah, it was brutal. Got drunk that night. That was painful. There's just a lot of painful memories. There's one that was in conjunction to this server, but wasn't actually in the server with a draft league where I lost a match with a really hyped team because I didn't have the right ability. That's happened a couple of times. Yeah, it's just been a painful. I believe in Spear Pillar Draft League's existence, I probably have like the 7th or something most star points, and I have the only event I believe I've ever won is the Ryder Cup, which was like the best one to win, so I'm okay with that. But I'm really, really good at making playoffs and not winning. Really good at I'm a really good top 7 player. Never first, always a bridesmaid.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did actually get to win that Ryder Cup. I remember we were talking.
That was electric. That was a good one for sure.
It definitely was. So, you've been around here for server, like you said, since the dawn, since the beginning. What do you think has been like your most favorite like hype moment, as far as that you can remember?
Um, I mean, I do believe, even though I'm biased, that the Wormadam moment is one of the best moments in this entire server. And I am biased in that. Other things in general, though, I think the best thing in this server is just our switch to draft a rig, how many people we have. I mean, look how successful this server is now. I remember when we started with 6 of us, or however many it was, and now look at it. So, just in general, every draft rig moment is a hype draft rig moment, in my opinion.
That's good. You've also been, along with Flygon, been responsible for hosting several happy hours. What was that like for you? That was actually a big part of the season too.
Yeah, happy hour is something that was really successful, and I'm really glad we did. I mean, as I discussed previously, my semester was pretty rough, and so it was nice working all week, and then I get to hop on to Discord, get drunk, and watch some matches with my good friend Sunflygon. So it was definitely a highlight for me. It was really good for the server. It looked fun, and I'm really excited for doing this next season as we expand and get even bigger and better.
Okay. All right. I think more people want to have questions. I think it's mostly Daizuk, but
What in this server isn't mostly Daizuk?
let's see. He asked, you can feel free to not answer this, but how do you feel about the Oricarios negotiating contract with Coach Dybro to sign his new manager next season?
Yeah, so these are rumors that have come out, and I will say I am returning to the Oricarios for another season. It might be my last season. They might fire me if I don't get promoted back to Premier League. But I've talked to the players, to general managers, to fans, and I believe they said that under no circumstances will we ever have Dybro on this team because he represents what we do not appreciate. So, the Oricarios is all about fun, and Dybro with his stall nonsense, we can't be having that with our image.
No, that's totally fair.
So, even if I get hired, that man will never. Even if I get fired, that man will never get hired.
All right. Well, there you have your quote there. It's all a rumor until we'll see how it goes next season. So going back, so Victory League, is the step below Premier, but still plenty of strong players. I have the doc up right now showing you some of the people in Victory League. There are obviously some people that are also gonna be joining from like Iron Serpent, but if you had someone that you get to face from these, like, I guess these these are people who we look forward to fighting, and you also get a chance of fighting either I think Gustav as well. And
yeah, Gustav would be awesome. I brought Gustav to the server in a random match I found him. Same with Gene. Those are my only 2 recruits ever. So
quality
playing
recruits
Gustav
though.
would be. What'd you say?
Quality recruits though.
Quality recruits. Yeah, very happy with those. Technically, I got Luke too, so there's my 3. Gustav, it would be fun to play. I know some of the people on this list will be moving or are not in it. If Nico is still in it, which it looks like he is, I'd love to play Nico because I think Nico's style is he's a really good battler who brings the same Pokemon, and I'm an okay battler who you can't predict. So I think it'll be good, fun strategy between him and I. Mm-hmm. Also, in particular, looking at that list too, I think I don't want to play this person. But I think I don't think they got promoted, but there's no question that Goes will be out to get me. He has mentioned before that I have, because he did not get promoted, right? Goes did not.
Correct, did not, because after lost to Zaizuk.
So our match next season will probably be very filled with animosity because I am the reason that he got relegated, as I beat him in week 8, and he has not forgiven me for that. So I think that match, I'm not looking forward to it, but it will be a dirty one. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to injure some of my players then, because he will want me to lose.
Then we'll have to make sure that your team gets a little added security. You wouldn't want anything like that to happen.
Nope.
Okay. Now let's see if there's anything. I think there's some more questions in. So this one's actually from Sunflygon, who asked, Canucks Game 7 scoreline prediction tonight.
Yeah, so I am a Canucks fan. The Canucks are going to win today. Scoreline's a little trickier because I can see it going a couple ways. Either the Oilers will get off to a hot start and then blow it, as they always do, or the Canucks will get to a hot start and then like maybe 2-0, 3-1, and then really quickly the Oilers are going to come back, and then it's scary. But nope, everything sets it up to for the Canucks to win tonight, despite one of their best players having blood clotting issues. So if you're cheering for the Oilers, you're cheering against the guy with blood clot, and that's wrong.
I see. I can see that there's a very fervent fan of the, I believe it's Edmonton, right? Edmonton Oilers in the chat,
Yep.
and I cannot allow Jay to speak currently, but they will have a chance maybe later after all is said and done. Other follow-up question from Flagon is it true that you intentionally fell to victory to avoid having to play Coach Nuno?
What happened more so was that I did not intentionally fall to victory to avoid playing Nuno. I did, however, sacrifice my spot in Premier. I did do a little ritual and sacrificed it to send a prayer to the heavens that Nuno would get promoted, which happened. And then I also, in this sacrifice, I also got Alex a Premier League victory. So me falling to me getting relegated, but having Nuno to get promoted and Alex to win the whole league is totally worth it.
Is there a charge for a fee for the special ritual? People might want to hop in on this to if it gives them a chance to make it to the Premier League and or win a league.
Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, the Oricarios are first for me. By the time I made the sacrifice, our season was over.
Mm-hmm.
It was like week 8, and it didn't matter. So that's why I did it. But my Oricarios will come first because they hired me to do a job, and I'm here to do it.
So, like you said before, the Oricarios is one of the longest franchises in the server. And unfortunately, like we said before, they had a fall and ending one of the longest playoff streaks in draft rig history. What has been the atmosphere like in Baltimore following the season ending?
Yeah, people were really disappointed. It was bad. It was our first time missing the playoffs, and we got relegated. Bad vibes. However, among the fans, the management, staff, everything, the prevailing opinion is that, like I said, the excuse before that everyone will call an excuse, I was too busy. I took too much on. I should have let the Oricarios rest and come back. And that was on me. I got cocky. I'm the best ever. It doesn't matter. And that's on me. And the vibes will be very different, TJ, if we don't get promoted. I'll tell you that right now. It is promote or bust here. With even a Victory League championship, though Baltimore doesn't really care about a Victory League championship. We want a Premier championship.
Yeah, that's totally fair, right? Premier League has always been the highest honor for everyone, especially for someone like you who's been around for the server for so long. There are a couple more questions. Let's see here. I think I have to go to Daizuk, and then we'll talk about Bolt League for a little bit. Score prediction for Ampharos versus Tyler's Tragedies. What is this league even from?
Yeah, I think Dybro is going to be Tyler's Tragedies next season. But like I said, for Victory League, I'm sorry, Daizuk, I understand why you asked the question, but I don't really care. Australian Ampharos 5-0, I'll say, because he's the far better team. But I don't really care what you do, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh. All right, so we'll go to Flagon's question after we talk about Bolt League. So for those of you who have not been following, Pi has been participating in season 5.5. Is it still the Oricarios? Is it a subsidiary for this league for the 5.5?
We are still the Oricarios. I needed to get the city of Baltimore a win.
Okay. And this is one of the Wi-Fi leagues. What has been your experience in having to do a Wi-Fi league?
Yeah, so for those of you, and thank you for everyone that coming to this interview. For those of you who listened, you might think, oh, Pi's pretty cocky. He thinks he's really good, all this, which is all true, absolutely. If you want to have a good laugh, you can go watch the first Bolt League match, because it is on YouTube. It is a great match. You're gonna see real quick and be like, wait a second, this Pi guy kind of sucks, because there was a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of mistakes in it, so you should go watch it. And I actually got 3 or 4 people to DM me and say, how were you in Premier League when you play like this? As Flygon just said in the chat, Pi versus Gen 9 mechanics. Yikes. Gen 9 mechanics did get me. Gen 9 Pokemon. We're seeing in the chat Tauroses. I didn't realize my opponent had a Tauros, so I didn't know what type it was. There's some bad ones in there. Picharunt apparently is a ghost type. It doesn't look like a ghost type. It's pink. It should be fairy or psychic at least. It's purple, so it's poison. Whatever. There's also a pretty bad Goldengo moment in there. So just in general, Bolt League's been really fun. I've only done 1 match. But if you like to hate on Pi like Dybro does here, you should go check it out. And you'll have a lot of ammunition against me. And to all my Bolt League opponents, you might want to bring your Gen 9 Pokemon.
That's totally fair. I have to say, like, is it because you didn't play much of the DLC for as far as Picharunt, or is it more of just not paying attention for the past season to like for other Pokemon that you aren't as familiar with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it was more. I know some Gen 9 stuff. That was just a bad match there. I did know Qian Pao got Sucker Punch. That was just me being excited and stupid. So Qian Pao, that's one I did know. The Peach I just had never played against, and it was a DLC thing. And Tauros I just had never played against. So it's a lack of experience and a lack of preparation.
Well, I hope the Oricarios in their Week 2 matchup are definitely more aware of the Gen 9 Pokemons that they may face. Do you think that there's any... what do you think the chances are of a Terra mess up for the season?
That's interesting. I'm pretty good at making ability or Terra mess ups. That is my MO. So it's probably high. It does help. No, you know what will happen? Because we get 2 Pokemon that, for me, it's Arcanine Hisui and Haxorus. And what will happen is I will bring the wrong Terra type from one of them, guaranteed. So when you say what are the chances, I'll say about 100%.
All right.
99. Nothing's ever 100 unless it's guaranteed.
We'll be watching, and seeing if that comes to fruition. All right. So I think,
and that will be a great YouTube video, and you'll hear me just swearing and cursing the whole time.
Yep. Let's see here. I think you answered one of Flygon's questions. So this one's actually from Glider now. Pi mentioned earlier that you would get the city of Baltimore a win, but going off of your previous performances, the city of Champion would like to know if you mean winning it all or just a match.
Yeah, that's brutal, Glider. I saw that. That's kind of mean, but I appreciate it. I do. So yeah, no, we want to win it all. We want to win it all. You know what? We won a match this last season. We won one of the best matches ever. Worma, damn it. So you know what? We did that. We won a match. That monkey's off the back. We're winning it all. But for this season, we'd love to win Victory League. But as I said, we don't care that much. We just want to get promoted. So the ultimate goal this year is to make Premier League and maybe win a Victory League championship on the way.
All right. Well, there you have it. So you hear a lot about these cuteness rankings. I believe. How did you feel about your cuteness rankings for the season?
Hand up. I have no idea what my cuteness rankings were this season. So I either ignored it. I probably ignored it. No, I didn't ignore it. I might have just missed it because I care very much about Boss Baby's cuteness rankings. I just I cannot recall what mine was off the top of my head. So I might have missed it. There's been some things going on this week, and when it got posted, I probably didn't see it. I did see the All-Stars, and I really enjoyed the All-Stars. I thought that was great. But yeah, that is brutal. I do apologize for that, Boss Baby. Though, while she's all sad in the chat, I don't know if she truly watched my my match because I didn't see a particular. Oh, she just said I got a B. Yeah, what the hell? Why'd I get a B? What the hell? You watched it, Boss Baby. Then where did you ever answer my question? For those who don't know, I put a little trap in my YouTube video. Put a trap in my YouTube video to see who actually watched it. So I know whether you watched it or not because whether you fell for my trap or not.
Yep.
So all you that want to pretend like you watched, I know if you watched the whole thing or not. I skimmed it. She said, yeah, you didn't fall for my trap.
Oh, man.
I said, if you watched it, send me this, and you didn't. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you come at the king, you best not miss. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. There's a reason why I purposely watched your entire video just to make sure that I'm being a good interviewer for someone that like you has been here spending time with me and answering all of our questions. Wow.
Got him.
Yeah, I even actually like kind of put the thing that I would prove of it in the chat, hoping that other people would vouch more of it. But I guess now they'll have to watch it now. You have to watch the video.
I condensed a 30-minute video in 5 minutes. Dybro said, "Yeah, cool. I appreciate that, but I don't because you didn't answer my question, which is what I wanted to know." So I appreciate those who want to skim, but at the end of the day, if you're going to talk about my match, if you're going to come at me, if you're going to say things and put a Toro skiff, I would appreciate if you actually knew what happened. Hey, yo.
Alright, so just for people who don't know what video we're talking about, I'm going to share the link for it in the chat for those of you who don't know. It's called Wait, He Has a Toro, so it's all from the content. So as long as you're subscribed, then you should be able to see these regularly. Otherwise, I will be sharing more of these announcements and weekly announcements in the future.
All of my thumbnails will involve pie of some kind. This one was stupid pie because I was stupid.
It's a very good video for entertainment value and just for seeing what it's like to play a Wi-Fi match, because I feel like if it weren't for time, Wi-Fi would be like the ultimate thing. But time
Absolutely
is tough, even
it's
with Jenning.
Fun.
So let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions from like other people, and then otherwise we'll probably close it up soon. Okay, here's from Glider again. What is your favorite type of pie?
Yeah, I get this a lot. I do. I just like pie. Probably the best kind of pie is the number pie. 3.141592653589793238462643 ... That's a good one. I do like a good fruity pie. I like a fruity pie more than a dessert pie. So, but pizza pie, if you consider it, is also obviously delicious.
It's definitely a pizza pie.
Maybe, I mean, if you really think about it, everything is a pie. So, in some way or other. So yeah, that's me. But yeah, so I mean, but I'd say maybe like a key lime or a lemon meringue might be the top.
Interesting.
But math pie is probably number one.
Interesting. All right. So let's talk more about like draft rig stuff. You're also one of the special events coordinators. Do you have anything planned in the works over the next month or so?
Yes, there's two events. Two events that are very close to being complete. One we might have to take down because of a potential scandal somewhere on the internet. The other one that will definitely happen is that there will be a large tournament for everyone to get involved in, as well as to cheer for your favorite team. Is all I'll say, and it should be very enjoyable for the entire server, not just draft league matches, and everyone should be able to get involved.
Yeah, without spoiling too much, it's a very fun idea. There's been talks about it probably within the server, but I think everyone who gets to participate will have a fun time, and yeah, that's all I'll say. Let's see here.
I am seeing the pizza question in the chat, and so this looks fairly controversial. So I probably should say it.
So I'll just say the question. So, this question from Zdaizuk: do you prefer pineapples on pizza or black olives on pizza?
All right. So let me just say right off the bat, I have never had anything I dislike on a pizza. If something is on a pizza, it's been good. Now, of course, I haven't tried some like really weird stuff, but I like everything on a pizza. Now, the question is, which do you prefer? And I do have a preference. There's no question. I do like black olives more than a lot of people. I do. I think black olives are good on a pizza, but pineapple is by far significantly better on pizza than black olives. I just like black olives. They're fine. They're good on a pizza, but I'm a pineapple on pizza guy. Hawaiian pizza is one of the best kinds of pizza. And if people want to say it doesn't belong, for the most part, I've had this debate with a lot of people. Those people who say it doesn't belong haven't tried it, and that's on them. I will try everything on a pizza. If you don't like pineapple, that's fine. Just like if you don't, I know people who don't like cheese and say they're pizza without cheese, which is weird. I like everything on a pizza, but I would prefer pineapple than black olives to answer the question.
Well, I'm firmly in the middle of that. I have no disdain for either. But curious, have you had anchovies on pizza? As we're talking about pizza
Yeah, that's
toppings.
the one that I've never had anchovies on pizza. So I do say that I like everything on pizza. I've never had anchovies. But I like all foods except for bananas. So, which people like to ask some of my controversial opinions here, and everyone watching this video, I do have a hate list. I have a 8 to 10 things that I hate. If you want to know my hate list, which several people have asked, we got to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So if we don't hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, which we're really close, I can't reveal my hate list.
We are
But I
10
will reveal
away.
my hate list.
10 away
We're
right
at
now.
10. So yeah, we could get 10 today. There's a bunch of I guess see Luna's question. There's some good questions coming here, but I'll let you ask them, of course.
Sure. Okay, so this time Luna's asking this is a very graphic question. Feel free to not answer if it's uncomfortable for you, but
I will answer it. I will answer it.
Pi, which server member would you most like to cannibalize?
Now, my question, Luna, here is: do I count because I'm Pi? Pi is obviously the choice. Yeah, exactly, Glider. Pi because he's made of pie. I agree. I am the number one I'd want to cannibalize. If you take me out of it, it would probably have to go with my guy Muffin. Because muffins are awesome.
Out of the question. I guess that the equation, that'd be funny.
Yeah, so I would pie or muffin would probably be my choice. Oh, you know what though? I do like a good potato. So if I could like cook up potato, if I could cook up potato into like French fries and stuff, I could probably would go that over muffin. So yeah, that would probably be my answer. But I mean pie number one. But I don't know if I'm allowed to cannibalize myself. There's more questions coming.
Yep, I'm seeing it. All right, so this is from Flygon. Do you think we should get a Poppy soundtrack at 150 subs, or is it too soon?
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that because Poppy has had some incredible quotes. Poppy, if I had to take one server member and turn their quotes into t-shirts, it would be him.
A soundboard is what he probably means then, right?
Yeah, soundboard. I'll probably soundtrack as well, but a soundboard. I've mentioned multiple times in Unite to do a soundboard. Unfortunately, we've missed a lot of these quotes. I don't know how to make a soundboard, but I would, because I would love to just at certain times press a button and just have like greetings or some other great Poppy quotes. So these kids are sweats or something like that. I would love to just have. I'm a band goes. Absolutely, I would love to just press a button in here. I'm a band goes. So there's a lot of good Poppy quotes. I would like to have that. I don't know how to do it, but we could do that at a certain sub account. That's a good number.
All right. Well, now
you also completely skipped Nuno's question, but I guess you hate him.
Oh no, chat's going too fast. Let's see. How far back is that?
It is. I appreciate all the engagement. Make sure to watch this back on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Oh, here it is. All right, sorry. So, if you could ban one person, no questions asked, who would be? Sorry, Nuno.
If I could ban one person, okay, so I can't ask questions, and I guess no one can ask questions of me. Who would I ban? You know what? I would ban Shen. I would ban Shen because I think Shen Wishes has the ability to destroy this entire server, that no one else has that sort of power. So I would ban Shen just to make sure that we don't get destroyed.
Oh, Shen Wishes.
And Flygon said Shen isn't here anymore. It didn't say kick, it said ban. So you can ban someone who's not here, right? Because then I never want him to come back. Because if he comes back from the mountains, if he gets back, we're all screwed.
All right, now here's one from Luna. This one's, if Pi could move one immediately down to F tier, which would it be?
Yeah, this is an interesting question because it does depend on
would they be able to get it?
If I have first pick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if I got first pick, then I would move something really good down. That's a good question. What do I think is F tier? I'm sure there's something like crappy that deserves an F tier. I can't think off the top of my head. What do I think sucks? What Pokemon? Mudkip's already F tier. It's worse than F tier. I don't hate Swampert that much. Do you have the tier list? That'd be helpful.
Yes, I could do that fairly quick. Draft board.
I'm sure whatever I say is about to be very controversial.
That's fine.
Yeah, just you can scroll at that speed. That works. What do I think? I'm not seeing anything yet. Those things are all good. I feel like there's something that kind of sucks. That I have a feeling towards it, but I don't know what it is. Nuno's saying Malamar, which is a good choice just because Malamar. I like Malamar. I'd love to draft it in F. Reggie Lecky is. I wouldn't have it in F. Oh, you know what? I have my answer. I have my answer. Not because it sucks, but because I do like it. And certain people will get this reference from a couple seasons ago, but I think we should drop Ditto to F, but we should also move Ditto to S. So if I could drop anything to F tier, I would drop Ditto to F, but I'd also put it in S tier. So it'd be simultaneous.
All right, that's fair. I'm just gonna have
we now do have Poppyhead in the audience. Thank goodness. I've been waiting for him.
Oh, he's got tagged before?
Well, maybe, probably.
Greetings to everyone who's been joining. Thank you for your questions. I'm gonna allow one more question from the audience, and I'll ask a Pie's closing question before I have to close up the interview.
Okay.
So I'll wait a little bit to see if there's anyone who wants to ask this. Oh wait, okay. Glider's got one last question. Wait.
I assume Glider with this question, which is who's your favorite underdog player who played for the Water Gym in season 4.5 and currently season 5.5 as the head coach for the Gilded Champions? I assume that's you, but I actually don't know if you're the Gilded Champions. So that's on me. Hand up. Last semester or so, you are. Okay, then I would say that you are my favorite underdog player who played for the Water Gym and season 4.5 and currently season 5.5 and is the head coach for the Gilded Champions. You're also my favorite person who broke their Switch with a nail gun. I will say that. Oh, we're getting more questions here.
Okay, all right. These last two. Question for Pie: is Daizuk your favorite Canadian?
Daizuk, you are not my favorite Canadian. There's plenty of hockey players I like more than you. I apologize.
Oh, hockey players.
Makes sense.
It is a sport.
And Nuno's also Canadian. I do like Nuno more than you as well, Dybro. Just put that out there. And you know what? My favorite Canadian is actually Luna. Not Luna in the chat. Sorry, Luna. But Luna, Nuno's dog, is my favorite Canadian.
That's totally fair. Luna's a very cute dog. Friendly dog.
Mm-hmm.
Last question from Luna. Favorite person to fight in draft? It's a very good question. You've been through a lot of seasons, so you've fought in nearly everyone. You know, at least in the upper tiers.
Yeah, no, I'll go through.
And the speed draft too.
Favorite person to fight in draft. I've had a lot of rivals over the years. Storm and I are rivals. Storm is probably the person I fear the most. He always has my number because, unfortunately, our playstyles, his just trumps mine a little bit when he brings all really good stuff and I bring memes. My memes almost win. So Storm is up there. I enjoy my battles with Storm. My battles with Sunflygon, I can't say Sunflygon's my favorite person to fight just because I want him to win all his matches and I want me to win all my matches. So when we play against each other, it's pretty painful and I cry most of the time. So he cannot be my favorite, but I do enjoy our matches are always great until the last one that was not great. But we've played in playoffs 2 or 3 times and those are normally pretty great matches. There's some other people. I love playing Pix because I think Pix and I are up there in 2 different kinds of crazy strategies. So he's one of the people that can even surprise me. I like playing Gene and some others. There's several people. I do like playing Dybro because I always win. So he's absolutely in there. I do like playing him. I like playing Nuno. There's a lot of good people. But I'll put my number 1 that I like to play the most in Drafterig. I will take with the person that I met first. I met him when I was like 7 or 8 years old, completely accidentally and didn't know it because he is our reigning Premier League champion. He's always fun to play. He is really good at battling, but also brings some low tiers, and he's really good with low tiers, and it's just always a good, fun match whenever Alex is involved. So I would put Alex as the person I like to play the most in draft format.
Very good question. Very good answer. Alex is
for the record, I also like playing TJ because I beat TJ almost every time. So that's also
It's true. It's true. I had like 1 win against you, and I will never forget it. Good matches.
Yep.
All right. So, this is actually probably a good question, just like final question. Glider, I'll let you have it because so Draftric, as people known, is a community that just continuously grows between the videos and seasons and all the people have been playing. So he wants to know, or Glider wants to know, what should be the thing that people can do at home to help draft a girl. You answered your
Yeah, I
portions,
think
and I'll tell my wealth.
I think this one's pretty obvious for just our current stage of growth. Is right now we're trying to grow the YouTube, right? We're having some really good content here between these interviews, Flygon's Fire Emblem matches, Happy Hour when it comes back, and then we also have the Bolt League right now, and so those videos are already really popular. They'll be really cool to see commentary and some of your favorites battling, and it is just in order to grow, we need to grow a little bit more on YouTube. And then the other, so that's the number one thing is to like and subscribe, Glider. But like the videos, watch the videos, send them to your friends, get people to subscribe, and then also just telling people about the server, inviting them in, and just growing the server in general. And I really like how we've grown, and we have a great future in front of us.
Agreed. Like Pi said, subscription is the most important thing. Liking, commenting, sharing with your friends could be in other servers, post the videos. And if you have any friends who are into Pokemon or thinking about it, invite them over here. They'll have a fun time, even just like watching and learning about Pokemon. Or feel free to let us know what type of feedback you have for the server going forward. We're definitely gonna plan a survey out in the future, but we always like for ways to help keep the community happy. Any closing
Absolutely. And
words?
what a great gift, Flygon. Nice job. Great gift.
Any closing words yet? You have a Pie for the city of Baltimore before we close this interview up?
I'll say I apologize to Baltimore, Utah for this season that didn't go great, but you can expect we'll be back in premiere soon. And at the end of the day, if you come to the King, you best not miss.
All right. And thank you, Pi, for joining us. And thank you for everyone in the audience who's asking questions and help keeping the interview very fun as always. You have a good night, and same goes for the rest of you. Until next time.
Peace, peace.